The Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment is all about privacy. Is anybody able to recite the Fourth Amendment? The right of the people, individual rights, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. What is your person? Property. What are your papers? Property. What are your houses? Property. What are your effects? More property. You have a right to all of your property. The government cannot come in and do a cavity search and invade your property against unreasonable searches and seizures. Unreasonable being the key word. So the government is not allowed to do unreasonable searches and seizures. What would the definition of a reasonable search be?
Probable cause.
What's that?
Probable cause.
They have to have probable cause. No warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation. They have to have a warrant. Now, there were, prior to the Bill of Rights, the king would give the soldiers general warrants. A general warrant is a piece of paper that said that you're allowed to search anywhere, anytime, anybody, for anything. We're going to come in and we're going to look. We're looking for contraband. What are you looking for? I don't know. I'll recognize it when I see it. Oh, wow. 50-year-old bottle of wine. Hey, that's contraband, isn't it? Yeah, thanks. We're not going to send you to jail. We're just going to confiscate this expensive bottle of wine. That's how a general warrant was used. But with the Fourth Amendment, they have to have probable cause. So the police officer, whoever is going to get the warrant, they go to the judge, says, Judge, we're going to go and we're going to search for drugs. Why? Well, I think that they have just think. You just think. You have to have probable cause. We have to be the house has been under surveillance. We've been watching them carry on all this stuff. They're taking in all this acetone, and unless you have a lot of painting to do, you're probably making methamphetamines or something like that. We've got all this evidence, and Your Honor, I swear they're doing drugs in this house. So the warrant has to be supported by oath or affirmation. Somebody from the government has to put their butt and their reputation on the line. I'm willing to take responsibility and liability for this warrant. Okay, here's your warrant. So now they come in 2 o'clock in the morning, they kick down the door, they get the family up in their underwear, standing in the living room, and we start searching the house, tearing the sheets off the bed, going through the underwear drawer, those favorite ones that you have, that they're doing all this stuff, looking, oh, we found your Playboy magazines. And they, oh, we tore the house apart and there are no drugs. Have they violated your rights? Yes, they violated your rights. There were no drugs. In fact, we got the wrong house. It wasn't 4144, it was 4441, and it's like next door, and, sorry about that. There's a draft because we knocked the door off the hinges. Has the government violated your rights? Yes. So what are you going to do about it? Now you go back to the First Amendment and your right to petition the government for a redress of grievances. You have a right to file a lawsuit against the government. Everybody in the government? No. Just the wingnut stupid enough to sign an oath to get the warrant. Officer Smith, you were the one that had probable cause. You were the one that put your reputation, your butt on the line when you swore this oath. Therefore, you are going to jail. We're going to take your house and property and sell it to compensate the victims of this. We need to have some sort of negative retribution when the government gets out of control. If we don't, what would prevent them from doing this again? It protects you and it forces the government to follow certain procedures. Well, that was true back in 1791. Now that we've had the Patriot Act completely eliminates the Fourth Amendment. The Patriot Act says that the government, terrorism, you know how bad terrorism is. I mean, it's just getting worse and worse, and oh my God, national security, we're going to protect you. The government's job is to protect you, so we're just going to whip out these warrants, and we're going to do sneak and peek searches. Instead of coming in and tearing up the furniture and dumping the drawers out onto the floor, now we're going to come in. We're going to come in with latex gloves. We're going to take photographs of everything. We're going to make a copy of your hard drive. We're going to know everything that's in your apartment, and we're going to leave, leaving everything exactly the way it was. And you're going to come home from work. You're not even going to know that anybody was there. Everything is still neat and clean. And the government is going to let you know 3 months later. There's got a 90-day period where they have to notify you that we searched. You think they're going to give you a notice? If they come in and you haven't complained, if you haven't gone, did you move the bundle of mail on the table? Who left the TV on CNN? I never watched CNN. If you don't complain, if you don't notice that somebody has been in your house, the government is never going to tell you. The Patriot Act is egregiously unconstitutional.